Welcome back to Collector Chronicles. We're going way back in time. We got some artifacts here that I found in Missouri over the years. Native American artifacts. We've got some arrowheads. These right here are pretty interesting because they're a very similar material, chert as they would call it. Kind of like a semi-translucent grayish color. So yep, those were probably found about a mile away from each other. These two right here were found probably about 20 feet away from each other. And in the Overstreet Arrowhead identification book, these are similar to a point called a Melville point, which would make sense because they were found within the confines of Melville. And I don't know if those barbs originally were the same length on the other side. They do look like a little bit asymmetrical. So yep, I think these might have been for fishing, you know, so we'd go and stab a fish and then it wouldn't come back out again. A lot of big catfish in that area. This one was kind of unusual, a similar material though. This stuff here is pottery. Now once you find your first pottery shard, then you start finding more, like anything. And you can see here where it was fired and then, you know, charred on the inside. Whenever they had these vessels, they might have stuffed them full of some type of flammable material, and then when they, you know, fired them, kiln fired them, then that would have charred the inside also. That's the exterior. They call that cord marked decoration, where they wrap like a some type of a woven cord around there for texturing or maybe decoration. Some of them you can see where they had, you know, other materials in there. You know, like maybe shell, ground up shell, or sand or gravel or something. It's like a conglomerate to give it strength. So yeah, this one right here, this style I haven't been able to identify. I showed it to an archaeologist. I showed him a picture of it on my phone, and he didn't know, he had never seen one like it to his recollection. It looks like they had something and they stabbed, you know, like encused, you know, marks in there where it's got other, like, looks like kind of like a charcoal actually. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. These right here are beads. Well, this might not be a bead. This, I don't know what that is. It might be, this might occur naturally in nature. It looks kind of like what they call mudstone, but it has those three little dimples on there, so it might be some type of ornament. But this is definitely a handmade bead out of clay. You can see where, you know, like thumb marks. It's very thin, so it's probably pretty delicate. And that was found near this one, which is mussel shell. So this is shell bead. This is what they would have called wampum. You can see where they drilled it. Here's another one, not quite as nice. So that would be shell. This right here, it looks kind of like a crinoid. And you know, crinoids are the Missouri state fossil. And if you've found enough crinoids, you know what they look like, and this is not a crinoid. One way I can tell is crinoids have a radial, they have lines that go out from the center, that radiate out from the center, kind of like, you know, a radial tire. And these, on this, you can see the lines are horizontal. And you can see also the drill marks. Now they did drill crinoid fossils and make them into beads, but this is probably shell or maybe bone. So this is a bead here. Okay, this thing right here, this is a bone awl for like you know, punching holes in hide. AWL awl. It has like a square profile there. It's semi-translucent also. So this is like fossilized, kind of like petrified wood. So if you were to click it on your teeth, which people, you know, kind of grimace when you say that, it sounds kind of gross, but you can tell if something is, you know, glass-like or stone by doing that, or kind of like, you know, dropping it on a table sometimes. So you can tell the grain of bone also. So yeah, that's what that is. This is some type of bone. You can see where it's curved. It might have been a point. It might have been part of a tool, but that's also, you know, fossilized or petrified. This is some type of a scraper or hoe. Looks like a hoe to me. Other people have said that it's a blank for making a knife. You would have like a blank like this and you'd trade it, and then people could fine tune it down to whatever they wanted to make. This was found probably about a mile away. This one here, you can see it's like identical material. This one was also found along the river. And this one right here was some type of axe or hammerstone type of deal. They like this red material to make pipes out of, like pipestone. It was called catlinite. There's actually a word for it. But you can see where this was pretty chopped up, used to where it was broken. And this is probably the best Native American artifact I ever found. This is called a hematite plummet. And the opinion about these, or what these are, is that they were like a weight for a net for fishing, or maybe like for a bolo type of hunting thing where you know, have two of you swing it around. It seems like quite a bit of work to make for a fishing weight, though. I mean, this thing, hematite, has something to do with iron. I forget what the actual description of the material is, but it's really heavy, and it's always gray like this. There's hematite jewelry and everything, but you can see this thing, it probably took a while to make it. So it's beveled slightly on this section, and then it's rounded there. They drilled that hole in there, and you can see right here where they were drilling a hole there, and then they decided to move it further down. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of times these are about half this size. You see them with the hole. You also see them where they have a groove around there, and then like a rounded top, which I would think that wouldn't be very would kind of be risky having it to work, because if you just had the rope on there, it just pop off the end. So yeah, that's a pretty nice one. So some of the materials that I use to identify stuff, I know there's Facebook collector groups and different forums where people post. I like to go more with the books. One of the reasons being, once you have the book, you have it for a lifetime. And also, a lot of these books are not that expensive. Like I got these on eBay, Missouri Archaeologist. I'm in the St. Louis area, so I've also lived in Illinois, so I'm in kind of the bi-state region. So these go back to like the 40s, I think, maybe even before that. And if you find one eBay seller that's got these, you can buy a whole bunch of them. They're like sometimes like 10 bucks a piece. And you never know what you're gonna get in here. Like here's, you know, bone artifacts. They have like a rock ledge thing, and if you're even if you're not college educated, you can get an idea of the methods that they use and the extent to which they go into detail with the information, which there's never any limitations. You should never put limitations on yourself as far as learning. And some of these other books, like this one right here, the Kaskaskia Indian Village. I'm really into Indian trade goods. I never found any, but I think they're really interesting. This one is really good because it has all these color plates in the middle with all these beads. This is all like from the French period. See all those beads? And each of these, in the book, they tell you like where the beads were found and other sites where they were found, and then where they would date to, like what time period. Some of them like from the 1720s, some of them are all the way up to the 1820s. So just that alone, there's that red pipestone material. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to find one of those? So yeah, this book is actually this one here. This has the see these right here, projectile points. Got one right there, boy. Yep. So that is a Madison point. And these were apparently, in the historical period, some of the last arrowheads that were used. So these would have been replaced like by flintlock firearms. So yep, this was found within view of Cahokia Mountains, like on the Missouri side downstream. So yeah, it's really thin. Actually, when I found this, I thought it was a broken piece, like a flint chip. It was all stuck with mud, and when I got it home, I realized it was actually a whole arrowhead. So yeah, there's that. This is an organization right here that puts out these journals. I think they're still around. Central States Archaeological. See all the different groups. You know, some of these were founded like, you know, back in the 30s. And this one, they have, yeah, from like a rock shelter in Tennessee. See all the different stuff there. See, they have some awls. And some stuff you find, I've seen some of these Facebook groups where someone will post something they find and people are like, that's not an artifact, that's just a rock. And then you look in some of the books and it actually is an artifact. And the people didn't know what they were talking about. So I would trust the books before I would trust somebody on Facebook. And see, there's the, there's that pottery. I mean, Facebook is a good place to go to get like steered in the right direction sometimes, but the books are really the way to go. So I think there's another one in here where it shows that. Yeah, and they got some good color plates. I think that plummet was in here. I know it's in there. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Drilled hematite plummet found in Muscatine, Iowa, 1975. He was walking down by a creek on his property looking for livestock when he found the plummet. He's been a collector for 25 years. So yeah, looks very similar to mine. Yep, there it is, boy. Some of this stuff is like really, really cool. So I think that's about everything. Some of these books, like, you know, you're looking through and the eBay sellers got a bunch of stuff, and then you know, take a gamble. This thing here, historical archaeology, which is I'm more into. I mean, obviously I'm gonna pick up the stuff if I find it, but I'm more into like military artifacts. And this thing here, I don't know how many of these they put out, but you know, it's got where they found stuff. Yeah, dishes in colonial graves, evidence from Jamaica. Yeah, they put plates in graves. There was some kind of ritual with that, like putting salt on it. You got some Jesuit rings from the French contact period. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool. Yeah, Drake's cup. Yeah, I mean, some of these are like 12, 15 bucks. Now, one of the really good things about these is they'll have like a bibliography type of deal where you can get steered in the direction of, yeah, here, there's all these other things. I mean, some of these might be hard to find. Fort Moore, Savannah Town. So there's other publications and books out there that you can kind of get steered off in that direction to add more stuff. So anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll probably have more of these in the future. So stay tuned. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video.